Welcome to the BossTalks podcast. It's Bossman here, and today I'm here with someone that you guys might have seen on Instagram. He's notorious for eating fruit. He's really cute, and I'm excited to introduce you guys to him.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Brad, and I've got Bossman here at my house today. We're going to do the Boss Talks pod. Super excited for this episode.
Mm-hmm. And Brad is one of my favorite creators because, like, what you see on social media might be a little different than some people's personalities, like in person. But Brad is the same bubbly guy in real life, and I just love being around him.
Hey, man, I appreciate that.
For sure. So how long have you been doing social media for?
Well, I've been doing social media for about 4 years now. I started when I was 16 on TikTok, or actually 15. And I've been doing the Blue Page for about 2 years now, a little over 2 years. Started the day I turned 18.
Mm-hmm. And what was he doing on social media before you got into OF?
Well, I was making outdoor content talking about meditation, spirituality, stretching, health and fitness, stuff like that. And basically, I would just be outside with my shirt off, wearing my undies, my Ethicas. And I just attracted a large gay audience through that unknowingly. And so I was doing that for 2 years when I was under 18. And I kind of built the demand for my Blue Page before I was 18.
So is that what you would say got you into OF?
I suppose, yeah. I mean, no one person really got me into it. I really started it on my own. My friend, he was like, hey, you can make 5 to 10K a month doing it. And at the time, I was like, that's great money. And all my fans, they were just spamming my comments. They're like, start one, do this. And I was like, let me just give the people what they want, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So.
And before you turned 18, obviously you were still in high school. Was you able to make money in any way, or was you just making content just to make content?
Before I was 18, well, a lot of my content was actually during COVID, so I was really just doing it for fun, I had no intention of making money with it. I sort of just wanted to see if I could attract an audience that liked what I had to say. And a lot of them just liked what they saw, versus what I had to say. So, But yeah, no, I really didn't think I was going to make any money out of it. I thought I was just going to go to college, get a job, and I was just sort of doing it for fun, and then it ended up being my career. So.
Mm-hmm. And you said you've been doing it for 2 years?
Yeah. So I started the day I turned 18 on a platform called Fansly. So it was kind of like a clone of OF at the time. And the Blue Page denied me for some reason, like right when I turned 18. So I hopped on there. And first day was crazy with subscriptions. And then from that point forward, I was just focusing on new ways to make money in the platform, selling pay-per-view videos, making my first JOs and all that. So, man. And then first month just went crazy. It was like 50K. And I was sending out mass messages, texting all my fans. Like after school, I would literally hop on my laptop, type for like 3 hours, message everyone and stuff. So I was literally just grinding it in high school because I was like, holy crap, this is crazy money, So I was just working.
Mm-hmm. And what was you doing before you got into all this?
For work? Well, my first job was actually at Chipotle.
It's my favorite place.
Yeah, like before Chipotle, I was like trading stocks and stuff, trying to make money, and then I ended up like losing like all my money.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? There's this one trade where I was like, if I don't make money on this, I'm getting a job. And guess what happened? Got a job. So I worked at Chipotle for like 11 months. And it definitely taught me a lot about just like discipline, work ethic, and kind of like gave me an interesting perspective of like a fast food worker. Like now I know what it's really like to like do something like that for, almost a year. And I never want to do anything like that again. It kind of motivated me to like keep working harder because I'm like, I don't want to ever have to do this, And then I worked at Outback Steakhouse for a couple months. I was like, all right. I worked on a hotel on the beach, dragging beach chairs, setting stuff up, umbrellas for the guests. And I worked for an event planning company, setting up drapes and doing other things for different venues and stuff. And then I also did a little bit of real estate photography, a little business that I started doing virtual tours for houses. And then a couple months after that, I started, nude content. And then I was just like, fuck everything else,
Yeah. So when you started, you were still in school, right?
Yeah, dude. I was a senior in high school when I started. So I was making that money literally like in high school, and everything got leaked throughout my whole school. My friends saw it, friends of friends saw it. People were showing me in the hallways. Teachers found out about it. The principal found out. And then some web developer hit me up and he was like, hey, you want to make your own website? And that's how Only Brad got born. But yeah.
So walk me through that, because you're the only like at least decent sized creator that I know that has their own website. And so what is it like one, sending everyone to a different website than they're normally on, and two, like what's the conversion rate on it? Because I've always been curious, because I've always thought about like, what if my page gets shut down? Like what if it
Yeah.
all just gets shut down one day? Like kind of walk me through that a little bit, like how that works.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I would say it's a pretty unique situation, you know, like I wasn't really planning on doing this at all, but since I got caught in high school with my family, the web developer, he was like, hey, I mean, you're not doing anything else right now, so why not work on this? And I was like, yeah, that's a good point. So he was just sort of working on this little platform where I could just sort of make posts and there was no subscription, no anything like that. Basically just a website where you could put your email in, make a password, log in, and just sort of view content, like a post, comment on a post. And then we were still working on messaging. So it was really very basic at the start. And yeah, I mean, I had some people on Fansly, but it was really only 2 months of driving traffic there. So I sort of had a lot of people and a lot more room to grow to, you know, throw people on Only Brad. So I was just sort of growing my Instagram, doing Instagram live streams, you know, posting on TikTok, things like that. And just sort of slowly promoting the website, just being like, guys, go on onlybrad.fans if you want to see cool ab pictures, underwear pictures, you know, just very like PG, chill stuff. And we just sort of slowly grew the user base as I was sort of getting into college, because I was graduating high school, going into college. So went to college and I was sort of just growing Only Brad while I was, you know, just taking classes and stuff, being a college kid. And yeah, you know, we just kept doing it. And then we launched a basic subscription tier, which was non-nude content, but sort of closer to nudity. So like jock straps, you know, showing off like my pubes and stuff like that. And that one was $7.50 a month, and hella people bought it. I did a live stream. I was like, guys, counting down to the first subscription drop. And it was like, I was on a live stream counting down for like 10 minutes. We had like a whole timer for when it was going to drop. Everyone was like, I have my card ready, Brad. I'm ready to put it in. I was like, oh, I was like so excited for it. And then, yeah, from that point forward, I was making like $10K a month just off of that one little tier in college, and I was doing really well. And yeah, we were adding more features. We added messaging, so I could text my fans on Only Brad, just like I was doing on Fansly previously. So I started getting on the messaging grind again, which is pretty fun. And then, yeah, and then we launched the nude tier, which was standard. And that's when like everything changed again once I started showing my again. So. And then I started doing crazy JO content, because around this time, I started losing a lot of motivation for school, and also in college, a lot of kids found out.
Yeah.
And I tried to join a frat in college. Tried to join, I forgot the freaking frat. It was like some frat name. I forgot it at this point. It doesn't even matter anymore. But like they found out and they kicked me out. Like I was rushing to be a pledge, and they kicked me out. And they said it was because I was talking shit about another frat, but I think they were just trying to like be nice, because maybe they actually thought I was like, you know, gay, and I would have been like, they're being homophobic, and like got into trouble or something with the school. I don't know. So they like lied about it, but yeah, no. So I lost like so much motivation. I was kind of depressed in college, man. And then I was doing really crazy content, really crazy solo content. Myself, you know, videos, licking my stuff that I've never posted before. And then that ran up to like an $80,000 a month in February. Sheesh. So I went from 50, 80. And then I was like, okay, I made this much in these 2 months. I think I could drop out now. Like, I feel like I can get an apartment and then really lock in on my content. So that's what I did. I was talking with my buddy Samir about it, because I went to high school with Samir. And he was the one guy that really never like judged me for it. So I really appreciate Samir for that. You know, he was just always a homie. And yeah, so we moved in together. He was like, hey, like, let's do it. Like, you know, I could help you film and stuff. You know, like, I feel like you need somebody. I was like, dude, I really do. And I could help you, you know, learn how to do it. So we moved in together. And then that whole year that we lived together, everything just blew up. We were doing collabs, going to LA to see the Wild Boys, meeting new creators. It was just like exponential growth from there.
Yeah, you told me when y'all had first met that you were telling everyone that you like traded stocks.
Oh, well, actually drop shipping, cuz like when I first made like my first like 40K a month like in January of 2024 like off of Fansly in high school, he was like, "Bro, how'd you make this money, bro?" I was like, "Oh, I did drop shipping, dude. I ran up off drop shipping." And he was like asking questions about it, and like I couldn't really give him details cuz I knew
Yeah.
nothing about it. And I just kind of like, cuz I didn't want him to like judge me about it, you know what I mean? Like I was a little bit like scared that he was going to like look at me differently or make fun of me like the other kids would. So I kind of lied to him, but yeah, he found out, and thankfully, he didn't think of me any differently.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And with your audience, especially, being at like a young age and doing this, would you consider yourself a twink or a twonk?
Twink or twonk? I feel like I'm a twink, man. Like when I started, I was like way skinnier and stuff when I was like 18 and stuff. I'll just show you pictures. But I'm definitely a twink for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like now I'm more of a twonk because I'm more muscular.
That's
What about
interesting. I would probably consider myself a twonk because when I first started, I was like probably 130, 140 pounds. This was also like 2 years ago. And then now I'm like, which I also went on a bulk too, which I'm about to cut back down. But I feel like at this moment in time, I feel like I'm a twonk.
You're a twonk at this point in time?
Yeah. But I feel like with the content you make, I think if someone was to put you in one of those two categories, I feel like they'd put you at a twink.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm more on the twink side than twonk.
Mm-hmm.
Like Drake Vaughn, he's more of a twonk, I'd say.
Yeah.
But he's been winning the best twink award, which is kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you're like a top too. And like usually
Yeah.
twinks aren't.
Yeah, I'm like a twink top.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That collab was lit. Yeah, you got to feel the top. The twink top.
Mm-hmm. And so I know you've only been doing it for like a little over, like less than 2 years?
More than 2 years. A little over 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And in total, have you ever met like any cool like subs in real life? Like, do you have any cool stories from doing OF?
Yeah, dude. I mean, when we would go out to WeHo with the Wild Boys, dude, I met so many fans out there. So many people would come up and be like, "Yo, let me get a picture, Brad. Let me shake your hand, Brad." It was really cool, like meeting people in real life. Mm-hmm. Actually, today I met a fan in Brickell, or two fans, and it was at Chipotle. Like I went to Chipotle today, and they were in line behind me. They're like, "Yo, I love your content, bro. Keep up the good work." I was like, "Hey, thank you."
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of dope to see. But in LA, I've got some crazy stories like.
What do you consider your sexuality to be?
I would say at this point in time, I'm bisexual for sure. Like I used to think I was like just fully straight, but I definitely am a little gay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about you?
So I'm like kind of in the same boat. Like I used to be like completely straight and then doing all these collabs with guys. Like everyone tells me, they're like, there's no way you'd be comfortable doing this if you were completely straight.
Facts, bro.
And so like I really thought about it. I was like, because where I'm from, especially like in Tennessee, like it's very conservative. And I'm like, so all my friends like that are obviously straight, like they wouldn't do stuff like this.
Yeah.
And so it's got me like really thinking. I was like, okay, am I a little gay? And I thought about it and I was like, okay, if I'm willing to do this, I'm like obviously something. And like I think guys are cute. Like when I see an attractive guy, like I really think about it.
Yeah.
Especially like out in public, I'll look around, I'll be like, okay, like this guy's like pretty hot.
Me too.
Like low key. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm definitely like something. I'm not completely straight, but I'm not fully gay because I'm attracted to women as well.
Okay. So you're a little bisexual.
Yeah. So I definitely label myself bisexual now.
Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, I feel the same way. Like when I see a hot guy, I'm like, damn, like look at those muscles, like nice face. You know what I mean? I'm like, this dude's tall. Like I could like tell that that's a good looking guy and appreciate that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
And so I've looked at your page, like your Only Brads and your OF page.
Oh, really?
Yes. And I see you got collabs with guys on there. And so I was always curious because I know you're bisexual.
Yeah.
So what would you say your body count is with guys and girls?
Guys and girls combined?
Mm-hmm. Well, do combined and then do separate because I'm so curious. I always like.
All right. I'll let you guess, man. So combined, it's not that crazy. It's like 14.
That's not bad.
14. Yeah. So, and then guess separate.
All right. So I'm going to guess with girls that it's like. I feel like you would lean more towards girls, but I don't know. 'Cause you'd be a little sus.
Oh.
I would say it's probably like 8 or 9 girls and then probably like 5 or 6 guys.
That's pretty close. Yeah, it's like 10 guys. No, I'm just kidding. No, I've only done with 3 guys.
3 guys and 11 girls?
Yeah, including you and then 2 other guys.
That's true. I'm on that list.
Yeah, you're on the list.
I'm kind of proud of that one too.
Yeah, no, that was an awesome collab. You took it really well.
Yeah, you're definitely like my favorite guy that I've done a collab with.
Really?
Yeah, I would say so.
No way.
Cause like in my opinion, you're like the cutest, and you're like the very most like personality. Like I feel like there's a little bit like of a connection there, kind of. And usually I don't like feel that way with guys.
Yeah, it's just like work only. And for us, like we're like homies. Like we vibe with it. So well, I appreciate that, man.
It's a little different, but I don't know. I try not to think about it too much because I know it's work.
I know you've collabed with Timothy. What was that like?
I mean, there wasn't really much emotional connection just because like his personality is kind of
Yeah.
But I mean, like he was aggressive too because I was like,
really?
I want to say my second time doing something like that.
Really?
Second or third? I want to say it was my second. And he was just going crazy. And I was like,
what?
I literally told him, I was like, all right, so I don't have too much experience, so let's try to go slow. But he was like,
he must have been.
Yeah, well, the thing is, he said, I remember you said your eggplant, which I've obviously seen it. Yeah. Your eggplant's bigger than Timothy's. Could you show with your fingers how big yours is?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of hard for me to stretch my fingers that far.
You can use 2 hands.
Yeah. So, like, I would say, like here.
It's bigger than that.
Oh.
Yours?
Like this?
Yeah, yours is bigger than that.
I guess if you're going from the actual stem up, probably like here.
Yeah, that's about right.
From the stem, yeah.
Yeah, solid 7.5.
Yeah. 8, some might say.
Yeah.
If I'm like really bricked.
We'd have to measure it.
Yeah. Hey, we could do that for a video.
That'd be like a cool picture for you, like content-wise, just a picture next to it with a ruler.
Yeah, facts.
Have you ever measured before?
I have. And I think I measured it a little under 8. And that was like a year ago though. So maybe I grew a little.
Maybe.
Yeah, I hope so.
And so when you started your OF, do you know it's going to be a male audience?
Oh, well, yeah, because I had the male audience before I started, So like my TikTok comments were always like heart eyes, hearts, and like eggplant emojis when I was like 16, 17. So that was a little crazy. Like when I first saw that, I was like, what the hell is wrong with these people? Like they definitely know I'm not 18. But, I kind of learned to embrace it because, like, once I was 18, I'm like, hey, I'm a pretty horny guy. I like making content. I like jerking off. I like taking pictures of myself. And I was, like, confident showing myself off. So I embraced it. Now I'm happy about it. But, yeah, back in the day, I was almost, like, a little upset about my audience. I thought it was going to be, like, guys that were, like, into meditation and wanted to have, like, conversations about, like, the things I liked. But it was just literally like heart eyes and eggplant emojis and like, let me see your dick open, like Indian people. I was just like, whoa. So yeah, yeah, so I kind of always knew.
That's good. When you first started, like when you were texting your subs at the time, what was the first thing you were thinking? Because obviously some people are pretty bold, especially over their phone. Is there any messages you got when you were younger that you remember that stick out in your brain? That was just like
there was just one that was like.
So I just wanted everyone to for the people watching this, I really wanted them to see how you were like off camera because I know that you're really notorious just for eating fruits and like your short form videos where it's like quick and smooth and easy and you talk about how much you love everyone.
Yeah.
And so I really want to see what you're like off camera for them.
Yeah? Okay.
So
I'm like off camera? Well, I'm kind of the same, but I guess a little more mellow, I'm a pretty like normal person, I'd say, off camera. Like I'm not like super hyper, super like, like I am or, like obviously I'm pretty smiley and bubbly and stuff, but I'd just say I'm pretty like calm, mellow, normal guy off camera, I'd say. Yeah. But very nice guy as well. Still a nice guy.
I really appreciate you hopping on.
Of course, brother. Yeah. Thank you for having me, dude. Thank you for coming over, setting up. I appreciate the podcast. Hope this episode goes viral. So make sure y'all go like and comment on this.
100%.
And check out onlybrad.fans too if you want to pretty much watch all of those stories I was just talking about.
And do you have any socials you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, my Instagram, Flow as the Brad Positivity, Only Brad Clips. My X is Flow as the Teo. And yeah, that's about it. OnlyBrad.fans. That's where you want to be.
Link will be in the description. Check him out. I'm Bossman Bates, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.